Welcome to Azure Simplified. Table of Contents. In this section we are going to learn about how to design a data storage solution for relational data. 1. Design for Azure SQL Database, a fully managed relational database service with built-in optimization, scalability, and security. 2. Design for Azure SQL Managed Instance, a PaaS solution offering near full SQL Server compatibility with automated maintenance and security. 3. Design for SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines, a customizable SQL Server deployment on Azure VMs with full control over configurations. Design for Azure SQL Database. Relational data is a type of structured data that has a shared schema. The data is stored in database tables with rows, columns, and keys, and used for application storage like e-commerce websites. This diagram helps determine the best Azure SQL solution for different relational data needs. It presents 4 options. Azure SQL Database, best for single database applications with predictable workloads, offering a managed and scalable PaaS, platform as a service, solution. SQL Database Elastic Pools, designed for multiple databases with varying usage patterns, optimizing cost and resource allocation. SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines, VMs, provides full control over the server environment, making it suitable for custom configurations and applications requiring traditional SQL Server setups. Azure SQL Managed Instance combines PaaS advantages with SQL Server features, making it ideal for hybrid cloud scenarios requiring high compatibility with on-premises SQL Server. This decision-making guide helps businesses choose the right Azure SQL solution based on workload type and management needs. Key things to know about Azure SQL Database. Cloud native and AMP, scalable, a highly scalable, intelligent relational database service with industry-leading availability. Supports large databases and AMP, auto-scaling, the only option supporting large databases, up to 100 terabytes, and auto-scaling, serverless, for unpredictable workloads. Elastic Database Pools, enables multiple databases to share compute and storage resources dynamically based on demand. Pricing models. vCore model, allows selection of virtual cores for greater control over compute costs, supports Azure Hybrid Benefit and reserved capacity. DTU model, a pre-configured purchase option combining compute, storage, and I/O resources into a single measure, database transaction unit. Serverless, automatically scales compute based on workload demand and charges only for what is used, making it cost-efficient for variable workloads. These characteristics make Azure SQL Database a flexible and cost-effective cloud database solution. Business scenario, AccuWeather and Azure SQL Database. Overview. AccuWeather, a company with over 55 years of experience in weather prediction, needed a cloud solution to support its big data, machine learning, and AI-driven analytics. Instead of managing databases, the company wanted to focus on developing new models and applications. Why should AccuWeather use Azure SQL Database? Managed service eliminates the need for database maintenance, allowing AccuWeather to concentrate on innovation. Fast deployment enables quick and efficient rollout of internal applications for sales and customer forecasting. Scalability and integration works seamlessly with other Azure services like Azure Data Factory for data ingestion and Azure Machine Learning for predictive analytics. This scenario highlights how Azure SQL Database supports data-driven businesses by providing a scalable, managed, and AI-compatible database solution. Things to consider when using Azure SQL Database. When planning a relational data storage strategy for organizations, consider the following Azure SQL Database options. vCore pricing, recommended by Microsoft. Select compute and storage independently. Ideal for multiple SQL databases or elastic database pools. Save costs with Azure Hybrid Benefit, for SQL Server, or reserved capacity, pay in advance. Provides more control over resources and costs. DTU pricing, a pre-configured purchase plan that bundles compute, storage, and I/O resources. Simpler to manage but offers less flexibility than vCore. Not available for Azure SQL Managed Instance. Serverless option, best for single databases with variable workloads. Auto scales based on demand. You only pay for the compute resources used, making it cost-effective. Elastic Database Pools allows multiple databases to share a common pool of compute and storage resources. Optimizes costs by dynamically allocating resources based on demand. Useful for managing multiple databases with fluctuating workloads. Conclusion. Choosing the right pricing and deployment option depends on workload predictability, resource control needs, and cost-saving goals. Azure SQL Managed Instance is a PaaS deployment option of Azure SQL. As with Azure SQL Database, Azure SQL Managed Instance is a fully managed service. It provides an instance of SQL Server, but removes much of the overhead of managing a virtual machine. Key things to know about Azure SQL Managed Instance. Lift and shift migrations. Enables easy migration of on-premises SQL Server workloads to Azure without redesigning applications. Supports instance scope features. Includes advanced SQL Server features like SQL Server Agent for job automation, Common Language Runtime, CLR, database mail. Distributed transactions. Machine learning services. Uses vCOS pricing model. Allows configuration of maximum CPU cores and storage for better resource control. All databases within an instance share the allocated resources. SQL Server compatibility. Retains most SQL Server features, making it a great hybrid cloud solution. Ideal for organizations that need a fully managed SQL instance while maintaining on-premises compatibility. Conclusion. Azure SQL Managed Instance is best for enterprises needing full SQL Server functionality in the cloud with minimal application changes. Business scenario. Komatsu and AMP, Azure SQL Managed Instance. Overview. Komatsu, a manufacturing company specializing in heavy equipment, had multiple mainframe applications managing different types of data. To streamline operations and reduce overhead, the company decided to consolidate these applications into a single system. Why Azure SQL Managed Instance? Comprehensive SQL Server features. Supports Komatsu's large SQL Server footprint without requiring major application changes. Seamless migration. Successfully moved 1.5 terabytes of data without disruptions. Automated maintenance. Benefits from automatic patching, version updates, and backups. High availability and AMP, reduced management overhead, ensures reliability while minimizing IT maintenance efforts. Conclusion. By moving to Azure SQL Managed Instance, Komatsu achieved better data integration, lower maintenance costs, and enhanced operational efficiency while keeping its SQL Server capabilities. Things to consider when using Azure SQL Managed Instance. When planning relational data storage for Tailwind traders, keep the following factors in mind. Instance scope features. Azure SQL Managed Instance supports instance-level features such as Service Broker for message-based communication between databases, Common Language Runtime, CLR for running .NET code within SQL Server, SQL Server Agent for automating jobs and scheduling tasks, linked servers for querying external data sources. This allows for seamless migration from on-premises SQL Server to Azure without re-architecting applications. Instance scalability. vCOS model provides flexibility in configuring compute power and storage. You can define maximum CPU cores and storage for your instance. All databases share the same resources within the instance, ensuring optimized performance. Conclusion. Azure SQL Managed Instance is a great choice for scalable, cloud-based relational data storage while retaining full SQL Server capabilities with minimal changes to existing applications. Designed for SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines. SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines is a version of SQL Server that runs on an Azure Virtual Machine, VM. This service lets you use full versions of SQL Server in the cloud without having to manage your on-premises machines. Key points about SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines. Provides full SQL Server capabilities in the cloud. Existing SQL Server skills remain relevant, making migration easier. Automated backups and security patches are available. Unlike Azure SQL Database or Azure SQL Managed Instance, you manage OS and SQL Server updates manually. This option is ideal for businesses needing full control over their SQL Server environment. Business scenario. All scripts and AMP, SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines. Company overview. All scripts, a healthcare software provider, serves physician practices, hospitals, health plans, and the pharmaceutical industry. The company frequently transforms its applications and requires a secure, reliable hosting solution. Why SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines? Quick migration. Used Azure Site Recovery to migrate dozens of applications in just 3 weeks. Large-scale deployment. Move data from 1000 VMs to Azure, ensuring minimal disruption. Full SQL Server control. Maintains full database management flexibility while benefiting from Azure's infrastructure. Security and AMP, reliability, meets healthcare industry standards for data protection and application availability. Conclusion. By leveraging SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines, all scripts achieved rapid migration, secure hosting, and full control over its database environment while benefiting from Azure's automation and scalability. Things to consider when using SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines. When integrating SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines, VMs, into organization's relational data storage plan, consider the following. Server access. Deploy SQL Server on VMs to retain full control over both the SQL Server instance and the operating system. Supports a wide range of SQL Server and OS versions. Automated management. Leverage SQL Server's built-in automation for backups, security patches, and performance tuning. Azure Hybrid Benefit. Save costs by using existing on-premises Windows Server and SQL Server licenses when moving to Azure. Conclusion. SQL Server on Azure VMs is ideal for businesses needing full SQL Server control, while leveraging automation and cost-saving options like the Azure Hybrid Benefit. Azure SQL Database, best for modern cloud apps. What it is? A fully managed platform as a service, PaaS, database solution. Ideal for applications needing scalability, hyperscale storage, up to 100 terabytes, and serverless computing. Use cases: cloud-native applications needing high scalability and automation. E-commerce platforms, mobile apps, and SaaS applications. Businesses that don't need full SQL Server control but require a managed database solution. Azure SQL Managed Instance, best for lift and shift migrations. What it is? A fully managed SQL Server platform as a service, PaaS, offering. Retains almost all SQL Server features, making it ideal for migrating existing on-premises databases. Key benefits: supports most SQL Server features, including SQL Server Agent and native virtual networks. Instance pooling for efficient migrations and cost savings. Best for companies migrating existing SQL workloads without needing to re-architect their applications. Use cases: businesses moving legacy databases to the cloud. Applications needing SQL Server specific features like linked servers, service broker, or CLR. Organizations looking for automatic updates, security patches, and high availability without maintenance effort. SQL Server on Azure Virtual Machines, best for full control and customization. What it is? Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS, where you get full SQL Server and OS control. Unlike the other two options, you are responsible for managing SQL Server updates and the OS. Key benefits: full control over SQL Server and OS, making it ideal for applications requiring custom configurations. Supports legacy SQL features like file stream, DTC, sys, SSRS, and SSAS. Expansive OS and SQL Server version support, meaning businesses can retain old applications that aren't cloud-ready. Use cases: fast migrations of on-premise SQL databases without major changes. Applications that require custom OS-level configurations or specific SQL Server versions. Businesses needing high performance, security control, and customization beyond what PaaS options provide. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment with your feedback.